Welcome back to another episode of A Road to Glory. My name is Jmack. This is Chad. Hi, everybody. I'm joking. Chad's not here. But this is another episode, week 8. We're on the road to Unbreakable. We are on the road to another NWA Power TV taping. That's all we can do over there. But let's get through this TNA Impact. We're live. Again, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Impact Zone. We're less than a month away now from Unbreakable. Three more Impacts after this? Let's get into this episode where we will find out the killer, maybe not the killer, the man or the person who assaulted Eddie Edwards, because we start to show off with a pre-taped promo here, pre-tape video package of Jillian Jacobs and Scott Steiner leaving the TNA Impact headquarters, talking about what transpired, and then Jillian Jacobs holds up a tape, and she says, This tape right here contains the footage of what happened to Eddie Edwards, and we are going to show this live on TNA Impact later tonight in the Impact Zone. Scott Steiner, who these two are followed by 4 local Toronto cops, Toronto's finest. Scott Steiner, gets in he's like, we're gonna find who killed Eddie Edwards. Chad does a much better Scott Steiner, but it does not matter. As they get into the card, it won't start. The card will not start. And Jillian is really upset about it. She's like, damn it, we're going to open this show, but apparently, we might not even make it. The fans will have to wait for the main event tonight to see who attacked Eddie Edwards. We start the show off, though, with Homicide and Sabu taking a one-on-one match here in a good little opening match. Sabu wrestling still in 2020 is equaling a 23. Not a good showing here from Sabu. Homicide, though, 38. Getting the win with a cutter in 10:45. A big win for Homicide. But after the match, Homicide and his partner Hernandez and LAX decide this is not enough. This win was not enough over Sabu as they beat the ECW living legend down in the ring. What scumbags are these two men, Hernandez and Homicide? What absolute pieces of garbage. We have another match here. Dez and Chris Bay go 5 minutes, and Dez gets the win in 5:47 with a submission. Chad booked a different match here in the card, but unfortunately, as we saw last week on NWA Power, James Storm got hurt, and James Storm could not go tonight. He fractured his arm, so now he can't wrestle, so we had this match instead. Big win for Dez over Chris Bay. Moose, though, we go backstage, and Moose is not happy. Last week, he got beat by Tessa Blanchard after, being so confident that he could beat the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and Moose getting pinned, not happy. He is backstage destroying the catering area. Guys like Dez and Trey, they're just sitting there eating their food, watching what's going on. And Moose is the whole time, he's just yelling, he's screaming, he's just saying that he will not leave. He will not leave this area till he whoops some ass. And that means he wants to fight Tessa Blanchard. And he's not leaving until he continues, and he continues to cause some chaos backstage, causing a scene, is Big Moose. We had this call out last week. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz called out Su Yung and Havoc for a rematch last week, and they got it. And unfortunately for them, the result was still the same, as Su Yung and Havoc defeated the young talented duo of Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz in a 9:33 with a big Havoc killer from Havoc onto Kiera Hogan. We go backstage. No, we don't. We go to a promo package, a pre-taped vignette promo. Ace Austin is still living his life. He's out there in Hawaii just vibing, just sitting on the beach still. X Division championship in hand. The ace of the place, Ace Austin, is in Hawaii still. Our next match of the night, Willie Mack and AC Romero go one-on-one, and Willie Mack defeats AC Romero in 7:43 with that patented chocolate thunderbomb. Willie Mack was the man who lost his X Division championship to Ace Austin. Big win for Willie Mack here. We go to commercial and we come back, and in the ring is the Carly's Cabana debut. Carly Colon is in the ring hosting it, and he is talking to Leah Vaughn. Leah Vaughn and her, tutor, you could say, Gail Kim, has really wreaked havoc here. No pun intended of havoc. Havoc in the locker room and in the women's division as of late. And Leah Vaughn just continues to berate Jordan Grace, the TNA Knockout Champion, and Zoe Stark, Gail Kim's former friend, former protege. And Leah Vaughn, she says she's the new future of TNA Impact. Ever since TNA moved headquarters to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, we've had a big emphasis on Canadian talent, something this company has not seen before, something the wrestling industry hasn't seen before, and they are ready. They are coming. And Leah Vaughn is the face of Canada, apparently. That's what she says. Good for Leah Vaughn. But before she goes, she challenges Jordan Grace and Zoe Stark to a tag team match next week with Gail Kim. Hopefully Gail Kim shows up because, spoilers, she's going to the Fed. We have another match here. Sami Callihan defeats Steven in 6:26 with an assault driver. Steven, who Chad took crazy out of his name after rejecting the idea of pulling a stunt bump at Slammiversary. Chad was not happy about that. Renamed him Steven. And his first match as Steven, he took a loss to Sami Callihan, who last month lost a title match against Tessa Blanchard in a cage match. And now his first in-ring action since is against Steven. After the match, though, Rosemary gets in Steven's face. Maybe not gets in his face is the wrong words, but she says, Steve, you seem to lose your crazy. You seem to lose your edge. I'm going to help you find it again. Oh, good job, Rosemary. Backstage, though, we cut to the Cousins taking out Corey Jarvis. Unfortunate here that the Commonwealth Kid has attacked by Cody Deaner and cousin Jake. That's coming into right before the big match here of Ken Shamrock and Cody Deaner later tonight. We give Rich Swann, he's cutting a promo again about holding the NWA Heritage Championship, and he says he's a fighting champion here in TNA, and he will take on all comers. Anyone in the back wants to fight me for the NWA Heritage belt next week, and Big Mike Elgin has answered the call. It'll be Mike Elgin, Rich Swann for the NWA Heritage Championship next week. We get into that Ken Shamrock Cody Deaner match, and a match here. Cody Deaner, though, defeats Ken Shamrock in 14:38 with that sliced bread number 2. A little disappointing here for Ken Shamrock and Cody Deaner, but it was still a good showing. Big win for Cody Deaner, though. Backstage, Tessa Blanchard has heard enough, has seen enough. She's the locker room leader as the world champion, and she has had enough of people complaining about what Moose is doing, and she goes to confront him, and Moose has no words he wants to say to her, and they just start going at it. They are fighting all throughout the backstage. They're in the catering area. They move to the hallway, the locker room. They just continue fighting. This is definitely a rivalry. This is definitely something. But now we get into it. Jillian Jacobs and Scott Steiner have arrived to the ring. They come down, or to the arena. They are here. They leave. They exit the car. They start walking towards the backstage area, and 4 hooded figures ambush and attack both of them. It says that on the script, just Scott. No, the hooded figures attack both Jillian Jacobs and Scott Steiner, and one of the leader dudes, the leading hooded figures, takes the tape, takes the footage away of what happened to Eddie Edwards, gets in their car, and drives away. We will never know who attacked Eddie Edwards. And now we move on to our main event. We heard last week it is going to be Ethan Page and Chris Sabin, and these two have a great match. But Chris Sabin in 22-25 hits the cradle shock and gets a one-on-one singles pinfall victory against one half of the tag team champions. And that should mean that it'll be Motor City Machine Guns taking on the North at Unbreakable. 4 weeks away now, and that is your show, a 42. This is a tough, rating-wise, tough week for TNA, as only one thing got in the 40s. Wow, that was tough. Doesn't matter, still a good show. We'll see you for NWA Power. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of NWA Power here on the road to glory. We just saw another fantastic episode of TNA Impact, and we try to match that momentum, that star power, that huge show with another episode of NWA Power. Let's get into the show here tonight. We start off the show with Kevin Kiley. That little bastard last week attacked Aaron Stevens once again, laid him out. And Kevin Kiley's here to say something tonight. He says, 4 years ago, 4 long years ago, I thought my career was over. My dreams were slashed. My livelihood was taken out from under my feet. Everything I worked towards, gone in a snap of a finger. That day, that terrible day, was the day I decided to turn my back and get my revenge on the wrestling business, the business I knew and I loved. So I waited. I waited until I knew what was the right time and the right moment. And at NWA Shockwave, I made my mark. I attacked the man who I think embodies everything I absolutely hate, everything I despise about this business. A man who also was at the top of the mountain, who also lost his dream, but is such a pushover, he does not even care about it. Aaron Stevens, you are everything I hate in this world of wrestling, and as long as I am here and I am present, you will have absolutely no part of it. And that is Kevin Kiley. Whew, he is heated here tonight. We're opening our show with a match from we talked about last week. Tommy Mercer makes his NWA debut, taking on Ricky Starks. In a short little match, we see Tommy Mercer absolutely dominate Ricky Starks in 5:54, getting a big win. Mercer moves fast. He's built like a brick shithouse. He's powerful. He's speedy. And he's pretty gosh darn good in the ring. Tommy Mercer, 41. The wrestling was good. The crowd did not care, but they will care. I promise you, they will start caring about Big Shane Mercer, Crimson, or whatever they used to call Anthony Mayweather. Whatever. We're here in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't think they know who Crimson is. Well, yeah, they do. The Crimson Red. Roll Tide. Backstage, Billy Corgan is in the office, and he's trying to call Matt Cardona. Ding-a-ling, 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 ding-a-ling. And Matt Cardona finally picks up. Good for him. And Billy's like, hey, Matt, thank gosh you picked up. Matt, I got something to ask you. I got something to ring by you. I got a proposal. I got a proposal just for you, Matt Cardona. And next week, I'd love to spit it at you. Yes, I will have that private locker room for you. Yes, Matthew, it will be filled with PBR. Don't you worry, I got you. You'll be here? Perfect. Matt, I'll see you next week. And then he puts down the phone. He's like, that I almost said some mean things about Matt Cardona. But Billy Corgan, we go to commercial before he can say them. Backstage, Zicky Dice is with Trevor Murdoch. Trevor Murdoch has been really down on himself after the big loss to Nick Aldis at Shockwave for the NWA Championship, and the week after where he lost a number one contender match against Ethan Carter III. And Zicky Dice, the outlandish one, your favorite entertainer's favorite entertainer, is trying to cheer up Trevor Murdoch backstage. Trevor Murdoch he's just not in it. His head's not there, and he's just having an off day. We have our next match right here. Camille, in a non-title match, takes on Melina, and Camille destroys Melina in 7:55 with the spear. This match may have went 7:55, but I don't think it was particularly close at all. At any moment in this match, I don't think Melina ever had a sniff, a chance, a hope of winning. Camille dominates her in 7:55. After the match, she grabs her championship. She flexes her big, strong figure, her big, strong muscles. And then we hear Thunder Rosa's music, and she has returned from injury. She comes down to the ring like a house of fire and starts beating these two girls. Brawl all over the studio and the studio around here in Birmingham, Alabama. In the crowd, backstage, these two girls are just throwing hands because they do not like each other. Backstage, Eli Drake is talking to the camera, and he says, Isaacs, Latmer, oh, this ain't over. Nah, not by a long shot. You may have broke James Storm's arm, but you did not break our spirit. So when he heals up, those tag belts will be coming back home where they belong. Yeah. And for you, Nick Aldis, when I'm done finishing writing this chapter of my career, I will come back to you and I will come finish your story and take that belt off your waist with everybody saying, Eli Drake. Yeah. Eli Drake calling his shot. He says he's going to get those tag teams belts back, and then he's going to take the world championship off of Nick Aldis. We go to our co-main event. Ethan Carter III, the number one contender, taking on Sal Rinauro. And Ethan Carter III dominates Sal Rinauro in 6:04 with a sweet meat sizzler. You know, after this match, he motions a title around his waist. When will that title opportunity come? It to be determined. But he is the number one contender to Nick Aldis's NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And with a 60 in ring and a 62 match, maybe he should be the world champion. And our main event match of the night, Eddie Kingston will take on Trevor Murdoch, and Eddie Kingston defeats Trevor Murdoch. I forgot to put the angle. Oh, well. Eddie Kingston defeats Trevor Murdoch in 13:09 by pinfall with a sliding D. What was supposed to happen was Trevor Murdoch, disappointed with himself once again, starts, lashing out at the referee a little bit, starts lashing out at the fans. He's kind of lost composure, and Zicky Dice comes out to try to calm him down a little bit, and Trevor Murdoch pushes him away, and then Trevor Murdoch attacks Zicky Dice. What the hell's that about? Zicky Dice was trying to just help Trevor Murdoch. He's lost it. He's lost his cool. And at 47, yeah, we really should have flip-flopped those two. Who would have known Ethan Carter III would have been the match of the night? But, oh well. we'll see him for the next episode of NWA Power, and the next episode of Impact Week 9 is on deck of the Road to Glory. See you then.